We start this Tuesday morning with unfortunately a bad news. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of it, but even winning the next 3 games of Serie A, we are not 100% sure to qualify to the next Champions League, and I will give you the details in a second. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. A few topics to speak about, also explaining you why even winning the next 3 games we are not sure about it. But before that, I'm asking you in the beginning of the video to don't forget to support the channel if you want. And if you don't know how, if you're asking you, Beppe, how? Well, it's easy and it's totally for free. The first thing is put a maximum of like. The second thing is interact in the comment section. Give me your opinion because I'm always curious to read them. And then if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe. If you already subscribed, well, share the channel with a friend that is loving football and that wants to know more about Juventus. That's your duty. You're a Juventino, so spread Juventinità with the world. Now that we said that, let's go back to something that I forgot to mention yesterday, but we are obliged to speak about it because they are doing again a fantastic, beautiful miracle under Coach Brambilla. We are speaking about the Next Gen. Next Gen that started their playoff, and we know how difficult the playoffs are in third division to qualify to Serie B. It's 10 games if you do all of that, and super hard. And because in the beginning, initial games, there is no home and away. There is no first and second leg. It's one game. And you're obliged to win. Because if you finished lower than your opponent in the ranking, well, even a draw is not enough. So you're obliged to win. In Juventus, that's what they did against Benevento, winning 5-1. 5-1 with 2 goals of Kudryk, 2 goals of Simone Guerra, and a really beautiful goal also from Pietrelli. We already mentioned Pietrelli here on the channel a few times. Why am I speaking about him? Because Pietrelli could have the opportunity after the playoffs to go with Juventus in that Club World Cup in USA. We know it. In USA, we'll have some players that will not be there. Colomani, question mark, big question mark. Milik, not fit yet. Dusan Vlahovic, hey, will he still be there, yes or no? So Pietrelli has the opportunity to go up to play the Club World Cup. And that's really good also. I need to say that usually we're calling up players from the Next Gen, players from the Primavera in the beginning of the Retiro, summer camp, to test them, to see them. Some of them, they are doing actually that well that they are remaining with the first team, like for example this season, Bangola, Rui and Savona. Then some players are able to develop even more, to do extremely well in first team. Some people have difficulties, but it's a beautiful window for themselves to show and to promote themselves. Well, this time, with some of these players, they will be aggregated to the first team. They will be there for a real competition. So the step up will require a lot of efforts, but it's an even more beautiful window for these guys. So I'm super happy about that. Of course, hopefully they continue to win because tomorrow we already play our second game against Crotone. So pay attention, Juve. Do it, because that would be beautiful to go already at the third stage of the playoffs. That being said, who will be there or should be there? In the Club World Cup, we are speaking about Federico Gatti and Weston McKennie. Both of the players we talk about it since a few weeks, since even a few months for some of them. Gatti and McKennie, they are about to renew their contract. 2030 for Federico Gatti, 2028 for Weston McKennie. Does that mean that we are sure to see them wearing our shirt next season, 25-26, after the Club World Cup? Well, no, not sure, because there are some interest for Federico Gatti. There are some interest for Weston McKennie. So let's see. A renewal of the contract means, yes, we trust you. Yes, we want to continue with you, but doesn't mean you are untouchable, because if the big offer arrives, if the players are interested, if the players, they don't believe in the next project, it could be that one of them, both of them, are not at Juve 25-26. You know, the contracts are beautiful on paper, we celebrate, but then that means zero. You remember Miretti extending his contract the day after he was on loan to Genoa. Not that Gatti and McKennie would go on loan, but in life you never know. Also because it will depend a lot on the coach that will be on the bench. Thiago Motta will not be there, and that's a fact. Tudor, will he be there? Question mark, we don't know. Some people are saying yes, because of the sacrifices that he did, the challenge that he took, the fact that he was also able to draw against Bologna. Bologna, a lot of people were telling me no chance because they are the best team in Serie A at the moment, because it's a team that deserves to go in Champions League, because it's a team that beat Inter, because it's a team that continues to do well. No chances for Juve to stop them. No chances for Juve to win there. Well, we did a draw. Was it thanks to Tudor's ability to change the game to draw? Or some people are saying He doesn't have it. He's not strong enough. He's not a good coach enough to continue with Juve. We aren't even sure if he qualifies to Champions League, which is fundamental for at least hoping to see the Croatian coach on the bench of Juve. So a lot of question mark on Tudor, but also a lot of question mark on if it's not Tudor, who will be the next one. And we know that there is one big, huge favorite. There is a dream for a big part of the Juventini, and that dream has a name. That dream has a name that is Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte that has always been in love with Juve since a kid, as a player, as a captain, as a coach, and even away continue to show respect to Juve in a way. Remember this summer when Napoli fans were asking him jump with the song Chi non salta Juventino, he said, don't ask me these kind of things. You know my past, respect my past as I will respect your present and probably also your future, Napoli. Now, Napoli, De Laurentiis is back from holiday. I don't know where he was, in the Maldives or I don't know. He's back because soon he will meet Conte. I'm sure that Conte wants to postpone that meeting as much as possible before having the mathematical Scudetto, or being mathematically out of the Scudetto, finishing second, because that's what we are speaking about, or first or second for Antonio Conte with Napoli, to open the discussions. Antonio Conte didn't digest at all the fact that Kvaratskhelia was out and that they brought him in Okafor after all the names that were linked. For example, the name of Adeyemi, the name of De Grova at a certain moment. There were a few names there to replace Kvaratskhelia. They didn't bring in anybody except of Okafor. We know it. Conte spoke already a few times publicly. They will meet with some requests. The objectives of Napoli are Fratesi, for example, or Ferguson from Bologna. A good player. What a complete player. And a few players like Noah Lang that unfortunately played against us again with PSV. What a game. A game that I want to forget as soon as possible, but I think it will be impossible because I was present in the PSV stadium. You remember? What a disaster. Anyway, are these players the objectives of Napoli? Is that the max that they can do? Or are these players the request of Antonio Conte? That's the big question mark. Will he stay? Will he not stay? Big question mark. We know one thing, he's not 100% satisfied. Will De Laurentiis be able to satisfy him? And if he's not satisfied, will he go to Juve? Good question. Juventus, that's what I told you. 7 points. That's what Il Bianconero are telling us could be enough between Lazio, Udinese and Venezia. And that's if you do the 7 points to qualify to Champions League, or it could be enough to qualify to Champions League. I tell you, it's not entirely true. Because if you are able to beat these three teams taking 9 points, but Roma is doing exactly the same, then for the one that will go in Champions League, well, it depends on the difference of goals scored, the difference goals scored and goals conceded. At the moment, we have an advantage on Roma. We have a +2 goals. So that means that if Roma, they are able to beat also their next three opponents and scoring more goals, conceding less than Juve, and going over that, it's Roma that is taking that ticket to go in Champions League. So Juve, not only they are obliged to go with 3 wins, looking at what Roma is doing, but also scoring more than 1 goal, which at the moment is extremely difficult. If we start scoring in the second half, that would be really, really interesting. We need to support Milan. That's what I'm telling you. We really need to support Milan. Milan that will be decisive. A Milan that will play this week already against Bologna. And that's already a big one. If Milan could win and eliminate Bologna from that run, would be really beautiful. And then a Milan that the week after, even if they will play an extra game in Coppa Italia against Bologna, after that, after 2 games against Bologna, they play against Roma. If they are able also to make Roma lose some points, that would be marvelous, that will be super, that will be fantastic, because that means that Roma could potentially be behind Juve, Bologna could be potentially behind Juve. But honestly, yesterday I watched the game Genoa-Milan. Milan won 2-1. And honestly, it's not a team that I trust 100%. Honestly, it's not a team that I trust 100%. Genoa, they dominated. They were deserving that 1-0 lead. And then you have these 2 minutes between the 76th and 77th minute where you see a real Milan that is pushing, that is trying to look for the goal with Leao goal and then a known goal from Fremdup. It's not a team that I trust in being able to do more Then 0 points between Bologna and Roma. Let's see. Also because Leao will not be able to play already against Bologna because yesterday he received a yellow card, which means suspension. I punti di forza. What are the strong points from our opponent? Well, Atalanta, do we really want to count on them? It's over. They are already qualified to Champions League. It's not mathematically yet, but they are there. 71 goals scored. 71 goals scored. They are the second best attack from Serie A. We are really far from them. They continue to score. They just won 4-0. Roma, 19 games without losing. Will it stop? You know, it's easy to say at a certain moment it has to stop. Are we sure about it? Big question mark. I tell you, against Milan, I don't see Milan winning against Roma. Lazio, our other opponent that we are playing against, 34 points in away games. This time they are playing at home, where they come from 5 draws in a row. We need to do more than only a draw. We are obliged to win in their home. The last time that we won, it was with 2 goals of Bonucci, but we are speaking about a few seasons ago. Bologna, 18 points that they were able to take when they were actually not winning. So the other team was leading the game, and they go back. Let me stop that one. And they go back with a victory, or with winning points, like for example Juve that was leading against Bologna 1-0, and then Bologna comes back. So 18 points. So even if you score against Bologna, it's not over. You need to pay attention till the end of the game. And then Fiorentina with 17 goals from Moischina. This is the second best striker of Serie A. I don't count Fiorentina anymore in that run. I really believe that for that spot there is Juve, Roma, Lazio and Bologna. 63, 63, 63 and 62 points. But of course we are speaking about our opponent, but we need to do our job. If we are not able to do our job, we have a huge big problem, because doing our job starts already Saturday 6 p.m. in the Olimpico Stadium from Lazio, where we are obliged to beat them. We are obliged to beat them. Will we be able to do it? Juventus, apparently, they believe that they can do it. They want to follow Igor Tudor. Will it be enough? I don't know. Also because we are losing one player after the other. Yesterday, Cambiaso, that will already miss the game. Kenan Yildiz, Kelly, etc., etc., etc. There is a sprint from Dusan Vlahovic, to be there. He was not at 100%, and that's why he was not called up for the game of Bologna. Will he be at 100% and be available for Igor? Big question mark. I hope so, because we need him. Like we also need Koopmeiners, but Koopmeiners, big question mark. Where is he? Because also for him, he's really in doubt at today. Gatti and Vlahovic have more chances to participate to the game, or at least to be on the bench, than Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners has an entire week to try to recuperate, but at the moment we are quite negative about seeing the Dutch player wearing the shirt, or at least sit on the bench of Juve for the game against Lazio. So you are missing a lot of players, and even if Vlahovic will be there, will he be ready to play from the first minute? Big question mark. And if he plays from the first minute, will he be totally focused? I hope so, because yesterday there were some big voices that came from Spain that were saying that on the player there are voices from UK. Aston Villa and Arsenal are ready for a £42 million bid to sign Dusan Vlahovic. Look, it's a news that I don't really believe. Yes, I believe in the interest of Aston Villa. Yes, I believe in the interest of Arsenal, even if it is not public led, but wait, because Arsenal, I can guarantee you that behind the scenes they are trying to go in contact with Moiskin that could potentially leave Fiorentina after one single season. It's not a done deal yet. It has not come on the papers yet. Pay attention, follow the news, because soon you will tell me, Beppe, you were right, Arsenal is also on Moiskin. That's a problem. But what I don't believe is the 42 million pound, which is 45 million euro. I think that this is a sum that Juventus is not even hoping to receive from Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic will sit at the table with Cristiano Giuntoli at the end of the season. Let's see. If there is a last chance, will there be that 1% or not to speak together and to find an agreement? From what I know, no. Maybe they will sit together to do the goodbye video. I don't know. I have no idea. Let me know what you think about Dusan Vlahovic. Where do you think that he will go? Aston Villa, Arsenal? Will he stay with Juve? Will he stay for the Club World Cup and then leave? Let me know what you think about that situation. Also, tell me what you think will be the end ranking of Serie A, especially for the Champions League edition. I'm really curious to read you. Grazie, forza, Juve.